Welcome to the Strategy Table. I'm your host, Artrice V. Scott, and this is the space where identity meets action, healing meets strategy, and your story stops being the thing you hide from and starts being the thing you build from. This podcast was created for the people who know that there is more in them, more vision, more voice, more leadership, more life. But somewhere along the way, you got tired of trying to become the version of yourself through performance, pressure, pretending, or survival. And I need to say this from the very beginning. I do not believe in creating a powerful life from a false self. I do not believe in building a future that requires you to abandon who you are. I do not believe in strategy that is disconnected from truth. And I definitely do not believe in the lie that transformation means becoming somebody completely different. There is no such thing as a new you without the old you. And that may not be the sexiest message in the world, right? Because our world is full of reinvention language, but it's the truth. You do not wake up one day and erase your patterns. You do not become whole by pretending your past did not happen. You do not move forward by cutting yourself off from the very experience that shaped your resilience, your instincts, your discernment, your voice, and your fire. The goal is not to become someone else. The goal is to understand who you are, what shaped you, what tried to break you, what strengthened you, and what no longer fits. We must reclaim all of those narratives if we're going to move forward with power. This is what the strategy table is all about. This is not just a podcast about motivation. This is not a podcast about surface level inspiration. This is not a space where I'm going to feed you pretty language with no practical weight behind it. This is a strategy space. When I say strategy, I'm not just talking business plans, productivity hacks, or polishing talking points. I mean life strategy, identity, healing, leadership, voice strategy, mindset strategy, the work, the real work of learning how to see yourself clearly, move intentionally, stop betraying yourself just to survive in spaces that were never meant to define you, that can't hold a fire to your flame. Because a lot of people are out here trying to build lives that do not match their wiring. You are trying to fit in rooms that shrink you day by day. Forcing purpose out of performance is not going to work. Trying to copy someone else's blueprint? No, ma'am. Trying to call yourself healed when you're really just hiding? Quit playing. Trying to call yourself humble when you're actually just afraid to be seen or afraid of failure? Trying to call it peace when it's really avoidance? No, we're not doing that. Not anymore. You can't grow if you're disconnected from all those versions of yourselves. You have to ask yourself, what category do I fall in? Where am I? And that's why people get stuck because they refuse to ask themselves that question. Not because they're lazy, not because they're incapable, not because they're unqualified. They are stuck because they are trying to build from fragments, trying to move without understanding themselves, trying to create momentum with no clarity, trying to claim vision without doing the work of discernment. At this table, we do things differently. We start with truth. We ask, who are you really? Who has shaped the way you think, choose, love, lead, retreat? Why do you overperform? Why do you stay silent? Hmm? Protect? Who are you protecting? Who are you proving yourself to? Why is self sabotage a daily routine of yours? What roles have you been playing that no longer belong to the version of you that is trying to emerge? What have you survived that has actually given you wisdom? And what have you normalized that is keeping you from your next level? Huh? Because until you can answer those questions honestly, every strategy you try to build will have cracks in it. It will collapse. But that's why I created this podcast. That's why it exists. For the person who is ready for more, but not at the cost of their soul. For the leader who is tired of shrinking, suffering, suffocating in a box that they're not even supposed to be in. For the woman who has been through enough, she cannot keep living disconnected from herself. For the visionary who know that they are called but need language, structure, and courage to move. For the person who is rebuilding after disappointment, disruption, grief, and burnout. This table exists for those people. For the person who knows that their story is not over, but also knows that they cannot step into what is next by lying about what has been. And I want to be clear, your story is not your weakness. Your story is not the thing disqualifying you. Your story is not the thing making you less powerful. Your story is not baggage unless you refuse to learn from it. Your story is data, it is information. Your story is evidence. It creates a pattern. Your story is your power. And when you know how to read it, it's the strategy that you win from. That is the heartbeat of this show. We're going to talk about identity. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about leadership, mindset, discernment, purpose, confidence, visibility, self trust, reinvention, voice, and the real mechanics of becoming the version of you that you're happy to wake up to every day. We're going to have conversations about what it means to stop hiding in plain sight, what it means to stop performing strength while secretly feeling disconnected, what it means to reclaim your authority, what it means to lead from yourself before trying to lead someone else, and what it means to move from chaos into clarity, to own the parts of your story that you thought once made you too much, too different, too broke, too intense, too late, too emotional, even unconventional, or too hard to understand. Because sometimes the very thing you've been trying to edit out of your life is the thing that makes you effective. And I know that personally. To have depth, to live through things, to have evolved in real time, to lead, rebuild, discern, adapt, and rise and fall again. I know what it means to carry wisdom that did not come from a theory. Hmm? Wisdom that came from experience, from responsibility, from disruption, from surviving what should have shut you down, but you find a way to build from it. And that's the energy that I'm bringing to this table. I'm not performing. I'm not perfect. I'm not pretending. It is my job to lead with clarity, truth, strategy, integration, and movement. So every time you come to this podcast, I want you to lead with something you can actually use, a better question, a sharper perspective, a pattern you can name, a truth that you can no longer avoid, a strategy that you can apply, a decision you are finally ready to make, a part of yourself. Are you ready to reclaim a part of yourself? Because discernment without decision will keep you circling, and decision without action will keep you frustrated, and action without identity will keep you misaligned. So here, we work the whole process. We discern, we decide, and we dominate every time. What is true, what must change, in the space we have to make to become mentally, spiritually, emotionally, practically, and most of all, strategically. Not by force, not by pretending, but alignment, ownership, courage. So if you're listening to this and something in you knows that there is a season of becoming that you're ready to walk into, if you're tired of performing, are you tired of surviving? This is for you. If you want to understand yourself more deeply so that you can move more powerfully, this is for you. Welcome to the strategy table. Pull up a seat, bring your truth, bring your questions, bring your history, bring your unfinished pieces, bring your vision, bring your fear if you have to, but do not leave your honesty behind because this table Because at this table, we're not here to perform transformation. We're here to practice it, embody it, and we're here to build from the truth. And this is only the beginning. So, again, welcome to the strategy table where we're going deeper into identity patterns, healing power, and what it really takes to move forward without abandoning yourself in the process. This is the strategy table. I'm your host, Artrice V. Scott. I can't wait to see you in the next episode.